Dreams are kind of a weird thing. One moment it feels so attainable, like you're almost there. Other times it feels like you aren't going anywhere and everything comes crumbling down. No one ever really knows when it'll be their time. Everyone reaches that moment differently. But what if the one thing you've dreamed of your whole life happens too soon? Yeah, it sounds amazing. But nobody warns you what chasing those dreams really cost. This is the story of how chasing my dreams changed my life, but nearly broke me. But first, who am I? My name is Preston Chen. Look, I'm not your ordinary teenage kid. In fact, not even close. At 13, I was flown halfway across the world to create million-dollar commercials with the largest travel creative agency, Beautiful Destinations. I mean, it was truly a dream come true. 1 year later, I was flown out once again, but this time to work on something bigger, to create the launch campaign for HBO's House of the Dragon show. From there on, I've traveled to more countries, expanded my perspective, and worked on bigger projects with top brands. And that's not even everything I've done at my age. So, let me take you back, where it all started. I was 9 years old when I first picked up a camera. Family trips weren't just vacations. They were a chance to document everything. Every day after school, I rushed back home, dropped my backpack, and dived straight into YouTube. Casey Neistat, Sam Colder, Jake Paul, their videos weren't just content. They were stories, and entire worlds packed into videos. I wanted to do exactly that. So I grabbed my mom's phone and started filming everything. My playdates, my skateboard rides, even the most mundane moments. I'd post them, hoping someone out there was watching. It was my way of communicating, of expressing things I didn't know how to say out loud. As the years passed, my obsessions grew even more. When I finally saved up enough money, I didn't buy the PS4 I had been eyeing. Instead, I bought my first camera. And after that, everything evolved. I fell into a rabbit hole of cinematography, storytelling, and editing. I spent hours binging tutorials and studying breakdowns of my favorite creators. Then came the leap. I posted my first ever cinematic travel video, and for the first time, I wasn't just watching creators, I was becoming one. Then, one day, my mom stood there, eyes filled with something I'd never seen before. Her voice trembled as she said, Grandma had passed away. My grandmother, the woman who raised me, who fed me and shaped me, was gone. It felt like part of me just disappeared with her. I shut everyone out. I just cried. For days, for weeks, nothing could fill the emptiness. So I turned to the only thing that could distract me, filmmaking. I poured everything into it. Every ounce of frustration, every tear, every piece of me that felt lost. I think that was the real turning point. Not just losing her, but losing my ability to be vulnerable, to be emotional. You know, I used to be that kid who overspoke, who said everything on my mind. But after that, I got quiet. I started filtering my thoughts before they ever made it out. So over the years, I've always kept my emotions within.
Mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus.
Countries around the world have now reported more than 1 million coronavirus
When
cases.
COVID hit in 2020, I realized how much time I had on my hands. So I decided to use all that time to learn filmmaking and editing. School went online and most days felt like a blur. Wake up, log in, do the bare minimum, then mute my mic and disappear into YouTube. I wasn't just wasting time, I was learning. I'd watch travel creators, meticulously studying every frame, every cut, imagining what it would be like to live that life and work for those companies. Day after day, I fell into the same rhythm, learning, filming, editing, over and over, until it became second nature. At some point, I realized I could get paid for this. I threw up a Fiverr gig just hoping someone would hire me. My first paid work was editing Minecraft videos for $18. It sounds small, but to me it was huge. I was getting paid doing something I truly loved. I cold emailed companies offering to create videos in exchange for equipment. A lot said no, and I faced so much rejections, but a few said yes. With that gear, I went to my local park, my church, anywhere I could, filming, experimenting, and turning everyday moments into something cinematic. Because in my mind, every project was a step closer to the life I wanted.
Of course, I want to give a big shout out to Free Design for sending over this product. I decided for today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about this product and how to use it and to set it up and the reasons why you would want to use it.
I kept pushing myself to make each video better. I spent every waking moment creating these cinematic videos with crazy edits and visual effects, testing limits I didn't even know I had, and somewhere in that chaos, I started to find my style. I won editing competitions, I made things that shouldn't have been possible on my setup, which was my mom's 2017 MacBook Air, that barely handled my edits. October 5th, I turned 13. To celebrate, I posted a birthday video edit. Lots of people saw the video and praised my filmmaking and editing skills at my young age. But in particular, a very well-known figure in the content creation industry, Tom Jauncey, who also co-founded Beautiful Destinations, commented.
Wait, hold on a second. What is Beautiful Destinations and who is Tom Jauncey? Well, in short, Beautiful Destinations is the world's largest social media creative agency with over 30 million followers all around their social media platforms, and they've worked with some of the biggest brands and tourism boards. Now, Tom Jauncey is the head of creative production over at Beautiful Destinations, and he's going to be a really important individual later on in this video, so keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to show you a video they made in 2016 about their job intro, so check this out.
Hey guys, my name is Tom Jauncey. I'm the founder and CEO of Beautiful Destinations, and I'd like to hire you for the world's coolest job.
We are the creative agency behind the largest travel and lifestyle community on social media. We have over 12 million people in 180 countries that follow and engage in our content every single day, and we want you to be a part of the team behind that. We're looking for the world's most talented photographers, videographers, and drone operators to work with us and be a part of the BD family. You'll travel the globe, work with some of the most amazing brands, and have the chance to tell stories about the incredible things that are happening all over the world.
Cool, now you know what Beautiful Destinations is and who Tom Jauncey is. Let's get back into the video.
I sent him a message, and surprisingly, he responded. After much back and forth, he told me about a short film he was working on, and somehow I managed to get myself a role in filming the behind the scenes. A week passed, I met Tom. I was a little 12-year-old kid standing next to people who had years of experience. I put everything into that tiny role, pushing myself to do the best job possible. That day would literally change my life. After the shoot, I knew this was exactly what I wanted to do more. Tom was the door that would open me to work with my dream company at the time, Beautiful Destinations. So instead of waiting there for more opportunities, I messaged Tom again. I told him I wanted to cut together a making of for his short film. I didn't really have a real setup other than my mom's old MacBook, but I promised him I'd make it work somehow. Then something crazy happened. Tom offered me a $14,000 fully spec'd out iMac. Even now, I ask myself, what if I never had the courage to reach out? So during online school, while my teachers lectured, I was editing. Every second, every spare moment I had, I was working.
Yo.
Sweet, so I rewatched that, yeah.
I started pushing out more passion projects, videos that felt true to me. I reached out to more creatives, expanding my network.
My boy Preston Shen, he definitely has the best editing skills. There's no one else like him. No, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm meeting up with this guy. He's 13 years old, but he's a legend because he's just like really good at editing and filmmaking. I'll link his stuff.
Over the next couple of months, I poured everything into my 2020 video, which involved 50 other creators around the world. The video brought a lot of recognition to my name. I even worked on a cinematic FPV reel video with my good friend Remy, who I met working on Tom's short film, and it got lots of attention. We won the Airview's FPV Video of the Year. I was mentioned by articles and big creators, getting called names like Prodigy and Wizard. At just 13, I had already made a name for myself in the industry. You know, I've never tried to become the guy that just waits for someone to give an opportunity, because it's very unlikely that happens. Like, it's very rare that happens. So you have to create your own opportunities, and there's massive risks. Then one day out of the blue, I got a message from Tom. My tenacious passion had finally paid off. Beautiful Destinations, his renowned company, was offering me a 2-month paid summer internship in Dubai to create feature commercials. I stared at the message. Shit, this was it. The kind of moment you dream about.
So, there I was. I had just finished graduating 8th grade middle school, and I had my backpack and suitcase all packed up, ready to embark on a new life-changing opportunity. And I said goodbye to my family.
Oh, no, that's not how it went. Let me explain. The moment I got that text, I ran to grab my passport. But it wasn't there. I tore my house apart, flipped every drawer, checked everything. And then when I finally found it, it was expired. My heart stopped. I had just lost everything. I was so close to achieving my dreams. I'm fucked. But I refused to accept that. That couldn't happen to me. I spent the next few days obsessively researching on how to get it renewed, calling, email, and asking. It was supposed to take months, but I didn't have months. I skipped school, racked up a ton of absences, went from post office to post office, begged for help. Even when everyone, including Tom, lost hope, I kept going. Somehow, miraculously, I got my passport renewed just days before my flight. I thought getting my passport was the hard part, but as the flight got closer, something else hit me. What if the team doesn't like me? What if I can't keep up? What if I fail? I had chased this dream for so long, but now that it was real, I wasn't sure if I was ready. But here's the thing, you don't get to hesitate when an opportunity like that is in front of you. So I said fuck it. I hugged my family goodbye, took one last deep breath, and stepped forward. Walking through the airport, my heart pounded through my chest. My stomach was full of butterflies, my hands were sweating. I swore everyone could see how terrified I was. This was it, no turning back. Okay, that's more like it. Let's get back on with the journey.
Got Preston coming. I don't know. Good to see you, man. Sick.
I mean, you're the epitome of talent. You're like the young Messi. Forget your husband. And it's fun because I've worked with amazing people, but never at 13. I mean, that was not expected. And it's just been a fun journey. I mean, obviously meeting your mum for the first time and then saying, I want to invest in this kid. I want to invest in your kid.
Yo, what's good, everybody? So, I just landed in Dubai 4 days ago, and I'm in Dubai for an internship with Beautiful Destinations, one of the biggest travel agencies on social media. I've been watching them since I've ever started, and it's just a dream come true. But I'm gonna bring you on my journey on this internship, and it's gonna be insane. So the last couple of days I've been just working on some videos, editing something that I can't really share yet. I'm about to head down to the lobby at Rixo's where I'm staying to meet up with the team and head out. We're gonna work on an exciting video, so I'll bring you downstairs right now.
When I first landed alone in a foreign country, it felt like I had stepped into a dream. But reality hit the moment I looked around, surrounded by professionals whose faces carried years of experience I hadn't even lived. I was too young, too inexperienced, too out of place.
You're the youngest person on the team by, 7, 8 years. You need to take that responsibility almost as like a father figure, like a godfather figure or something. And like, I gotta be serious here. Like, the rest of your childhood, the rest of your future is in my hands. And that did scare me. It really did scare me. I also had concerns about you being away from your family. You were gonna be away for like a month to 6 weeks and like being homesick. You'd never done anything like that before. How would you fit in with the rest of the team?
But then I looked at my team. None of us really fit the traditional stereotype of a production team. We all had our own flaws. Some were too old, some were too young, but together we embraced being misfits. And just like that, everything clicked.
You're pretty shy, you're pretty scared, like understandably you joined this big production. When you came out to Dubai, you just had this confidence about yourself, you had this kind of cheeky humor about yourself. You had this humor that actually the whole group actually had. And I knew there and then, this guy's fitting in straight away. I could be myself. That completely calmed me because I thought, there's nothing I can say here that's going to be taken out of context, because you were telling me jokes that I was not expecting you to hear at that kind of age. And immediately knew that we were going to get on.
Got my new gold cappuccino. Yo!
Yeah, I think I can see two of you idiots.
Late nights turned into early mornings. We pushed through exhaustion, intertwining our ideas and supporting each other. I played a key role in bringing commercials to life like Ain Dubai's launch commercial, Rolls-Royce, Rixos Hotel, and Burj Al Arab. Projects that once felt out of reach were now part of my daily routine.
Yeah, it was a pretty big risk. I don't think anyone's ever really done that. God, the time that I brought you to Rolls-Royce, I don't know if you know this, but I had to call the client the night before and I said, Nicholas, do you trust me? And she's like, absolutely. What do you mean? And I was like, I'm going to bring someone a bit unconventional to the shoot tomorrow. But you've got to trust me. He's coming and he's shadowing me for the next 6 weeks and he's working with BD over this period. Now, if you want the best content on these shoots, then you're going to trust that this guy is the right guy to be on the shoot. Again, do you trust me? And she said, absolutely. And then obviously you met her the next day and we killed it.
I also made sure to be a good son and keep in close touch with my family back in the States. Eventually, I even flew them out to Dubai, not just for a vacation, but to see the world I had been living in. My schedule was packed with tight deadlines, so I couldn't spend as much time with them as I wanted. They got to explore the city, visiting all the iconic spots. There was this one night that's still stuck in my head. I invited my family to have dinner with the team. I still remember looking over and seeing my parents deep in a conversation with Tom. Moments later, they walked up to me, tears in their eyes, and pulled me in for a hug. I never found out what Tom exactly said, but I didn't need to. At that moment, I knew that they were proud. That summer changed everything. I didn't just learn more about filmmaking, I learned more about myself. I learned how to trust my voice, even when people doubted me because of my age. I saw what was possible if I kept pushing forward. And before I knew it, the summer was over. I changed so much. My voice was deeper, I stood a little taller, I became more mature, but more than that, I saw the world differently. I'd stepped into a world where I shouldn't have belonged, and yet I did. And somehow, in a team of people twice my age, I found something I never expected. A place that felt like home.
Shit, my son is leaving. Dude, we're gonna miss you. You've been amazing, man. Good to see you later. Couple of months, we'll be back here. Shit.
Damn, that's so bad, man. So sad. We really don't
want
want
the boys leaving. Fuck, he's been the man. Don't go.
Yo, you're so bad.
Don't go.
There I was, coming back home, feeling like I was on top of the world. I just lived this incredible once-in-a-lifetime experience. Everyone was going to compliment me in school, and I was going to edit all the footage I'd filmed and post it online where millions of people would see.
What are you even doing, man?
Are you kidding me? You're not even that good anymore. You haven't made something in months.
Why don't my old hobbies interest me anymore? It just feels like it got away from me, you know? Over the years, your dreams will fade quietly, but their absence is so loud. I scrolled mindlessly, watching everyone else post, create, and succeed. Why wasn't I? Why didn't I have ideas? Why did it feel like everything was slipping away? I told myself I was locking in, sacrificing everything for that grind. I made tens of thousands of dollars, but at what cost? I burned myself out completely. I stopped talking to friends. I felt lost. I sacrificed my teenhood. The pressure, both from others and from myself, pushed me so far that I didn't even recognize who I was anymore. I told everyone I was fine, that I felt great, you know, but deep down, I was drowning. Some nights, I couldn't sleep for hours because I was so stressed over the little things. Bad habits piled up. I chased quick dopamine to escape. The harder things got, the more I avoided them.
Damn it. I hate getting vulnerable. So look, it was the new year, 2022. I made it. I'd finally achieved what I dreamed of, working with beautiful destinations, traveling, making films. I thought everything was just going to fall into place. So I got comfortable, like very comfortable. Every day was just binge watching films instead of making them. I ate lots of junk food instead of taking care of myself. Convinced myself I deserved a break. I mean, like, I needed one for sure. I worked so hard during the internship, but really, I made that break too long. And in doing so, I felt like my passion for filmmaking just, it started to fade away. By December 2022, nonstop grinding had killed me. I kept saying yes to projects, to clients, to money. On paper, I was winning. Cool projects, big paychecks. I even worked on the House of the Dragon launch campaign, which was awesome and rewarding. But I had no social life, no routine, no momentum. I wasn't living. I was just working, way too much on my plate between work and school. And then one day, I just burnt out, to the point where even opening my laptop felt exhausting. I had nothing left in me. Every night when I was sleeping, I could only think about, how do I live up to my own expectations? What do I say during tomorrow's meeting? How will I deliver this project in time? When do I study for this test? Some nights, I literally had to sit up to force myself to breathe and then go back to sleep. And there was even a day where I had to go to the ER, and that was a fucking wake-up call for me. By June 2023, I cleaned myself up, built new habits, forced myself to get back on track. But I still wasn't there, you know? My mind, it was somewhere else, stuck in the fear of the future. School, expectations, the thought of failing, I was spiraling, and for the first time, I almost gave up on my passion. I was so lost. I don't even know what my future is. There's just a side of me that just is like, fuck all that, and you know, go into the path I want to create myself. I don't know if I was meant for this. I'm just disappointed. I've been feeling so shitty lately.
You're not an artist anymore. You're not even a filmmaker. You accomplished your dreams and decided to give up for comfort. How pathetic. Your work looks like the same as everyone else's. What even is the point of everything? You should just quit.
After a long time in one place, a lot of self-reflection, and a new attitude and outlook on life, I realized I couldn't be afraid to leave everything behind. I needed to reset my life, remake myself, and burn it all down if that's what it took to build something brighter.
Like, I hate wasted potential. That shit crushes your spirit. It really does. It crushes your spirit.
It's an obsession. It's long hours. Surrounded myself with good people, with good intentions. I took my time. I sharpened my ear. I practiced my aim. I found the perfect moment to strike. Be grateful. Be patient. Give yourself space to think and to dream. Fall out of love with it. Fall back in love with it. Disappear from it. And come back stronger.
Over time, I've pushed myself to go deeper, into my health, my filmmaking, even into the unknown world of CGI production. I traveled to new countries, stepped into unfamiliar streets, and met strangers who changed the way I saw the world. I started leading creatives, teaching filmmaking, and somewhere along the way, my focus shifted. It wasn't just about traveling or making content anymore. It was telling stories, real ones, building things that create change, the kind that matters, the kind that makes people feel something. I took on more ambitious projects, pushed the limits of my craft, and turned my boldest ideas into films. That same fire that started it all has returned, but this time it's different. It's intentional. It's pushing me forward. And here's something I want to leave off. If you feel lost, questioning yourself, wondering what's next, travel. Take a summer, go somewhere unfamiliar. Let yourself get lost in conversations with people who see the world completely different. You'll come home and realize everything's changed. The way you see culture, food, friends, family, yourself. You'll have deeper conversations. You'll rethink the things you once believed. You'll make the most of who you are because, for the first time, you'll see how much you have and how much others don't. And when you doubt yourself, remember why you even started. Why are you even doing this in the first place? And to be honest, I've spent 2 years on this video, on and off. This video has basically just been a journey of growth. I spoke with people, close ones, talked about how I really felt, asked for help. What I've learned is that sometimes being more vulnerable is growth. That took me a long time to figure out.